Hey everyone, before I dive in, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below if this story hooks you. Trust me, it gets wild. I'm 24, fresh out of college with loans piling up, and what started as a creepy old offer from my old friend's grandpa turned into the craziest love story of my life. Let's go. I hadn't talked to Sarah in forever. We were tight back in high school, sleepovers, gossip, the usual. Then college split us. She went pre-med, I chased art history. One random Tuesday, my phone buzzes. Hey girl, Grandpa's asking about you. He's loaded now, sold his hardware chain, wants to hire you for entertainment. LOL, weird, but he's paying insane. Call him? Attached was his number. I laughed it off, deleted the text, went back to ramen and job apps. 2 days later, rent's due, my barista gig cut hours, and I'm staring at eviction vibes. Sarah texts again. He says $5,000 for one evening. Just dancing. No funny business. He swears. 5 grand? That's 2 months' rent plus groceries. I'm skeptical, but desperation dials the number itself. Hello? Gravelly voice, polite. Hi, Mr. Harlan, it's Mia, Sarah's friend. A chuckle. Call me Tom. Sarah showed me your Instagram dance clips from that recital. Graceful. I host private gatherings, need a performer. Formal attire, tasteful choreography, then casual reveal. Nothing crude. 5,000 cash. My stomach flipped. Reveal? Layer by layer, like a burlesque tease. Classy. I'm 70, not a creep. You set boundaries. I hung up, heart racing. Called Sarah. Is he serious? Dead serious. He's lonely since Grandma died, pays college kids for company, never crosses lines, take pepper spray. I paced my studio apartment, posters peeling, fringe humming sad tunes. 5 grand could change everything. I texted, one time, boundaries in writing, public place first meet. He agreed instantly. We met at a quiet diner off Route 9, vinyl booths, coffee scent thick. Tom sat in a corner, plaid shirt, silver hair combed neat, nursing black coffee. Looked like any grandpa at Denny's. Mia, he stood, gentleman handshake. Appreciate you hearing me out. We slid into small talk. Weather, my degree, his hardware empire. Then he slid a crisp envelope. Half up front, other half after. I peeked. 25 crisp hundreds. Real. My palms sweated. Rules, I said. I choreograph. You sit 10 feet back. No touching, no photos. I say stop, we stop. Scout's honor, he raised 3 fingers. I pocketed the cash, adrenaline buzzing. That night I rehearsed in my mirror, sway, spin, peel a scarf, keep it elegant. Told myself it's performance art, not shame. Saturday, 7 p.m., his address. Sprawling colonial, wraparound porch, manicured hedges. Sarah's childhood home, but bigger, richer. Doorbell echoed like a cathedral. Tom opened in slacks and button-down, no tie. Welcome! Living room staged. Inside smelled of lemon polish and old books. Hardwood gleamed under soft lamps. A single velvet armchair faced a cleared space, Bluetooth speaker on a side table. Bottle of sparkling cider, 2 flutes. Non-alcoholic, he smiled. Respect. I wore a knee-length black dress, sheer sleeves, hair pinned up. Nerves jangled, but the envelope in my purse grounded me. Playlist? I asked. He handed his phone. I cued slow jazz, Ella Fitzgerald crooning. Hit play. First song, simple ballroom steps, arms fluid, hips subtle. His eyes tracked, appreciative, not hungry. I peeled the sleeves down, revealing shoulders, let the fabric catch on elbows before sliding back up. Tease, reset. Second song, I spun, let hem flare, kicked off heels one by one. Stockinged feet silent on wood. Third song, I reached for the zipper, paused. Still good? He nodded, hands folded in his lap. Beautiful. Zipper halfway, dress loosened but held in place. I shimmied, let it pool at waist, then caught it, twirled, pulled it back up. Heart hammered, but power surged. I controlled the reveal. Fourth song, scarf from my hair, draped it over his shoulders from distance, whisked it away with a wink. He laughed, delighted. Final song. I stepped closer, maybe 8 feet, swayed low, rose slow. Dress slid off shoulders entirely, caught at hips over a satin slip. Modest, vintage vibe. I spun, fabric fluttered like wings, then stepped back into it and zipped up. Curtain. Silence. Then slow clap. Brava! I curtsied, cheeks burning. He stood, retrieved second envelope from a drawer. As promised. I counted later in my par. Another 25. 5 grand, total. Drove home blasting music, windows down, October air whipping hair. Paid rent, bought real food, and slept without dread. Sarah called the next day. How'd it go? Weirdly empowering. He was a gentleman. She laughed. Told you. He'll probably ask again. I figured one and done. But textbooks cost a fortune and Christmas loomed. 2 weeks later, Tom texted. Holiday party for one, same rate? I stared at the message. Same boundaries, double pay for 2 nights. Greed whispered, yes. I typed back, let's talk themes. The diner became our planning spot. Over pie and coffee, we brainstormed. I sketched costume ideas on napkins. He recalled dances from his youth. He never pushed, always asked my comfort level. I started seeing him not as old rich guy, but Tom, widowed, storyteller, surprisingly funny. First holiday gig, 1920s speakeasy. I spent days thrifting, beaded flapper dress, long gloves, feather headband. Practiced Charleston kicks in my apartment. Neighbor below banged a broom. I left it off. Tom sent a care package, vintage sheet music, jazz history book, even a tiny flask of root beer for authenticity. Night of, his house transformed. String lights twinkled like stars. Fake snow dusted the mantel, gramophone prop in a corner. Same velvet chair, but now a side table with cocoa, gingerbread, peppermint sticks. Festive fuel, he winked. I entered in a long coat, shed it dramatically to reveal fringe. Music, quick big band tempo. I kicked high, fringe flying like fireworks, spun until dizzy, peeled gloves finger by finger and let them trail on the floor, scooped them up mid-twirl. Draped one over his knee from 10 feet, snatched it back with a wink. He grinned ear to ear. Mid-set, I shimmied close, let a beaded necklace slip off, caught it, looped it around his wrist, untangled with a flourish. No contact, pure theater. Dress stayed on, but I loosened shoulder straps, let them dangle, then pinned them up with vintage clips. Illusion of risk, heart racing. Crescendo. Grabbed a top hat from prop pile, placed it on his head, danced circles around the chair, lifted it off with a deep curtsy. Applause thundered in the quiet room. He handed Coco. You're a vision, Maya. We sat post-show, fire crackling, though it was gas. He told stories of his wife loving Gatsby era, how they'd sneak into speakeasies in the 70s for fun. I admitted my grandma taught me Charleston from old VHS tapes, her laughter echoing in memory. Connections sparked, innocent but real. Payment in envelope, plus bonus tin of homemade fudge. Recipe from his mother. Drove home singing carols, $5,000 richer again. Fudge scent filling the car. Winter deepened, snow-blanketed campus, my breath-fogged library windows during all-nighters. Tom texted New Year's Eve. Quiet celebration. Triple rate. Fireworks at midnight. Triple? 15,000? My jaw dropped. Studio apartment felt smaller, walls closing in. I negotiated 2 outfits, 1 elegant gown, 1 playful. He agreed, sent fabric swatches for approval. New Year's Eve, his place glowed golden. Driveway plowed, porch lights warm. I arrived in emerald velvet gown, floor-length off-shoulder sleeves, hair in loose waves. First set, waltz tempo, graceful turns, sleeves sliding down arms like water, then up again. I let the train detach with hidden snaps, twirled it like a partner, laid it aside. Dress became cocktail length. Magic trick. His eyes wide. Second set after champagne cider toast, silver sequin mini, still modest, knee length. Disco beats. I moonwalked. Yes. Learned on YouTube for fun. He clapped on rhythm, foot tapping. Peeled a sequin jacket, tossed it high, caught it behind back. At midnight, indoor fireworks poppers. Glitter rained, safe and sparkly. I laughed so hard my side hurt, makeup smudge, but who cared? He gave envelope thick as a sandwich, hugged me platonic, grandpa style, but lingered a second. Happy New Year, kiddo. Spring semester loomed. Tuition notice screamed red. Tom offered steady gig, twice monthly, themed, same rules, $3,000 each. Math, $6,000 a month. I could quit coffee shop, focus on thesis, breathe. I set iron boundaries in contract, notarized even. Lawyer friend helped. He signed without blink, added a clause, Maya's comfort above all, respect. Themes rotated. Broadway, ballet, swing, even a 1950s sock hop. I bought costumes, props, built a portable dance floor for his living room. His space became my stage, his applause my paycheck, his stories my inspiration. One night, jazz theme, I danced to Billie Holiday. Mid-twirl, I caught his eyes misty, hands still. After he showed photo albums, him and wife, young, dancing at USO shows. You move like her, same fire. Compliment warmed me deeper than expected. I started lingering post-show, Coco chats turning to life stories. He survived Korea, built business from nothing, lost friends, found love, lost her too soon. I shared dad leaving when I was 8, mom's double shifts, my dance dreams keeping me afloat. Walls crumbled brick by brick. Summer, Sarah visited for med school. Grandpa talks about you nonstop. Careful, he's smitten. I rolled eyes. He's 70. She laughed. Age is numbers. Look at his smile. I ignored flutter and chest, blamed caffeine. Gigs continued. One August evening, thunderstorm knocked power. Candles flickered in glass holders. Shadows danced on walls. I performed by firelight, silhouette against. Comment more and subscribe or the story stops here. Last time, I took $5,000 to dance for Sarah's grandpa Tom. It felt weird, but safe. Now, holiday gigs, proposals, and a ring. Buckle up, this part's a whirlwind. Wedding planning exploded like confetti. Sarah squealed maid of honor, already bookmarking Pinterest boards. His family split, half thrilled for Tom's joy, half scandalized by the gap. Gold digger, hissed Aunt Linda at the engagement party. I smiled, sipped cider, focused on joy. Tom squeezed my hand under the table. Their noise, our music. Venue, his garden, spring bloom explosion, roses, peonies, lilacs. I walked the grounds daily, sketching layouts. Dress, I designed myself. Lace sleeves to elbows, modest neckline, train detachable with hidden hooks for dance floor freedom. He wore classic tux, silver hair slicked speck, eyes shining like a groom half his age. Rehearsal dinner. Backyard barbecue, string lights, kids running with sparklers. I practiced first dance steps on grass, barefoot, laughing when I tripped. Tom caught me, steady as ever. Vows under flowering arbor. I promised adventure, growth, daily choice. He promised safety, laughter, endless cocoa. Rings exchanged. Mine vintage, his new but engraved inside. Dance always. Kiss chaste. Crowd awed loud enough to scare birds. Reception, big band hired. I choreographed first dance, waltz into swing lift, train detached mid-spin. Guests joined, dance floor packed, generations swaying together. Honeymoon, coastal cottage in Maine, no gigs, no schedules. Mornings, coffee on deck, waves crashing, walks on beach, hand in hand, collecting shells. He taught me to skip stones, took 20 tries, finally got 4 bounces. I taught him TikTok dances. He tried the renegade, failed hilariously, laughed till tears. Evenings, lobster rolls, board games, falling asleep to ocean lullaby. Back home, we blended lives slowly. My posters in his library, dance trophies on mantle, his recliner in my new studio cottage. Mornings, coffee on porch, birds chirping, planning day. Evenings, slow dances in kitchen, radio soft, barefoot on tile. Town whispered at first, grocery store stares, post office murmurs. I held head high, smiled at cashiers. Love isn't age, it's presence. Tom taught me that. First fight. 6 months in. I wanted kids someday, biological or adopted. He worried energy, health, legacy. We talked nights on the porch, voices low, stars witness. Compromise. Adoption later, when ready. Therapy helped, yes, even us. Communication became our superpower. I finished degree online, he funded without question. Graduated cap and gown in our yard, him cheering loudest, blowing a kazoo Sarah gave him. Diploma framed above the fireplace. Anniversary 1. Renewed vows at sunset, just us. Beach where we honeymooned. He gifted custom dance shoes, leather soft, soles perfect for spins. I gifted star named Mia Tom, certificate official, sky forever ours. Challenges came gentle then fierce. His knee surgery. I nursed, changed bandages, cooked soft foods. My thesis defense jitters. He quizzed me nightly, made flashcards, celebrated with ice cream. Team unbreakable. Sarah married her med school sweetheart. We danced at her wedding. I and bridesmaid Teal. Tom charming guests with stories. She whispered during slow dance, "Told you so." Community warmed slowly. Church potlucks, we brought pies, his crust flaky, my filling tart. Neighbors saw love, not numbers. Invites followed, block parties, book clubs, senior center dances where Tom taught swing, I led contemporary. Year 3, I opened dance studio downtown. He built it, literally, hammer in hand, dawn to dusk with contractors. Walls pale blue, mirrors floor to ceiling, bar hand sanded. Students poured in. Kids, teens, seniors too. He assisted, greeted parents, fixed loose screws. Charm won hearts, grandpas enrolled for balance. Nights, we read aloud. Classics, mysteries, poetry. Fell asleep intertwined, his heartbeat steady under my ear, locket against his chest. Health scare, his heart flutter, a regular rhythm. Hospital vigil, I never left, held his hand through tests. He recovered stronger. Started cardiac rehab, I joined for support. Gratitude became our daily prayer. Year 5, adopted rescue dog named Jazz. Walks became trio, leash in one hand, Tom's fingers in other. Jazz learned tricks, stole socks, slept between us. I wrote a children's book, Girl Dances with Grandpa Bear Through the Seasons. Illustrated myself, watercolors soft. Local bookstore reading packed, kids in tutus. Bestseller in county. He beamed at signings, signed copies, Grandpa Tom. Anniversary 10. Recreated first dance, living room, same playlist, dress preserved in the closet, still fit with minor alterations. He spun me slow, whispered, still the most beautiful sight. Fire crackled, jazz snored, time paused. Adopted teen artist Lily, gave her my old studio cottage, mentored daily, watched her bloom from shy sketches to gallery shows. Family expanded, love multiplied. Politics divided town. Elections heated. We hosted debates in our barn, neutral ground, pie diplomacy. Listened, moderated, bridged. Community healers. My mom moved nearby after Dad's passing. Tom built her guest house. Cozy, garden view. Holidays, loud, full, table extended yearly. Nights, stargaze from the porch swing. He taught constellations, Orion, Cassiopeia. I taught contemporary moves. He tread floor work, laughed at creaky joints. Reddit moments. Viral video of us dancing at the county fair, millions views. Comments split love-hate. Goals versus cradle robber. We read laughing, made popcorn, replied with heart emojis. Studio boomed beyond dreams. I taught ballet, tap, contemporary, even seniors chair dance for arthritis. Tom greeted parents at door, handed out flyers, fixed bar when loose. Community fixture. Mr. Tom to kids, that charming man to moms. Enrollment tripled, added second location. Vacations evolved. Road trips in vintage RV he restored. National parks. Yellowstone geysers, Yosemite cliffs, Grand Canyon sunsets. He drove. I navigated. Jazz in backseat. Campfire songs, his baritone rich on Take Me Home Country Roads. I filmed silly dances for Studio's Insta. Followers exploded. Family grew roots and branches. Sarah's first baby, we spoiled rotten. Tiny ballet slippers, day 1. Aunt Mia, Uncle Tom. Diaper duty shared, no complaints. Midnight bottles rocked to jazz lullabies. Lily, our adopted daughter, had her own baby. Grandson with paint on fingers. House echoed laughter, toys everywhere, pure chaos joy. His 80th birthday loomed. Surprise party planned months. Town hall decorated. String lights like our first night. Banners hand-painted by students. I choreographed flash mob. Kids in tutus, teens in hip-hop, seniors with canes. He entered blindfolded, tears when mask off, danced till midnight, cane-tapping rhythm, grin never fading. Health steady, meds lataged like clockwork. Morning walks lengthened, neighborhood loop, then 2. Hand in hand, jazz leading. Doctor praised his progress, credited love and movement. I published second book, Bear Family Dances Through Storms. Illustrated Lily's growth. National tour. Tom joined when able, charmed bookstores coast to coast. Anniversary 15 approached. Garden vow renewal planned. Kids, flower girls/boys in matching outfits. I wore original dress, altered for comfort, still sparkling. He tuxed with Walker-decorated ribbons, eyes twinkling. Vows deeper. Through surgeries and sunsets, I choose you. Dance floor packed. Generations swaying, jazz as ring bearer with pillow tied to collar. Fireworks legal professional show. Sky lit like our love, bright, bold, timeless. Legacy building. Scholarship fund for art students in need. Named Harlan Dance Grant. Funded by studio profits, his savings, community donations. First recipient, Shag Girl from Trailer Park, now Juilliard bound. Evenings, porch swing ritual, jazz gray muzzled beside. Hands entwined, wrinkles matching, stories retold. I wrote this series on my laptop, his head on shoulder, breathing steady. 70 years apart, zero regrets. Reddit, love isn't fairy tale. It's a choice, daily, deliberate. Dance through storms, hold tight, laugh often. We're proof age is a rhythm, not restriction. Studio franchised statewide. I travel for openings, he joins when health allows, virtual classes for off days. Lily runs the original location, thriving. Grandkids now 5, Sarah's 3, Lily's 2. House never quiet. Fingerprints on windows, crayon art on the fridge. Tom reads stories, voices animated, pirates, princesses, dancing bears. I teach them steps in the living room, tiny feet stumbling, giggles endless. Health battles deepened, his hip replacement, long recovery. I manage studio remotely, nursed nights, pureed foods, pain meds on schedule. My burnout hit year 12, too many hats. He forced vacation, just us, cabin in the woods. No phones, just books, walks, healing. Anniversary 20 recreated first gig, living room staged. I wore flapper dress, gray streaks in hair now. He sat in velvet chair, misty. Danced slower, graceful, every move memory. Ended with embrace, no boundaries left. Community name street, Harlan Danceway. Studio corner. We cut ribbon, kids cheered. I write this, him napping, hand in mine. 85, still handsome and flannel. Me, 45, still dancing. For him, for us, for life, for legacy. Comment forever and subscribe or the magic ends. We're married 20 years, thriving, legacy growing. Now the later chapters, wisdom, loss, rebirth. Studio Empire spanned 5 locations. Online platform, global. I stepped back from daily classes, focused on curriculum, teacher training. Lily, CEO, brilliant, fair. Tom, chairman of Smiles, visited weekly, brought cookies, fixed wobbly chairs. Grandkids multiplied, 8 now, ages 1 to 15. Sleepovers, epic. Fort building, dance-offs, Tom's pancakes, legendary. Jazz passed at 17, buried under oak. New puppy Ella joined, same spirit. His 90th birthday, parade through town, studio students marching, banners waving. He rode in convertible, waving like royalty, tears hidden behind sunglasses. Cake tall as a child, candles flickering. Speech short, love kept me young. Health declined gently, heart weaker, mobility limited, wheelchair sometimes, never spirit. I pushed, he joked about chauffeur service. Adaptive dance classes launched, wheelchair ballet, seated tap, inclusive, revolutionary. Published memoir, our story, raw, honest. Bestseller, book tour sold out. He joined via Zoom, charmed audiences. Royalties funded more scholarships. Anniversary 25, garden again, arbor reinforced. I wore silver gown, he suit from chair. Vows whispered, kids surrounding. Dance virtual. Students worldwide joined live stream, moving in sync, global love wave. Losses came. Sarah's divorce, we sheltered, counseled. My mom's passing, he held me nights. Aunt Linda apologized years late. We forgave, pie shared. Community center built in our name. Dance, art, senior programs. Tom cut ribbon from scooter, grin wide. Nights quieter, reading by fire, hands clasped. He taught patience. I taught resilience. Love matured like wine. Viral again. Video of him teaching toddler granddaughter swing lift from chair. Millions melted. Comments, relationship goals. I write this, his breathing soft, monitor beeping steady. 92, frail but fierce. Me 52, stronger, softer. Legacy lives in every step taught, every heart touched. Studio, global brand, Lily's Children Learning Steps. I consult, mentor, travel less. Home base our garden, porch swing sacred. Grandkids 15, great-grandkids 3. House bursting, holidays, traditions layered. My books read, his stories told. Dance recitals mandatory. His health fragile, hospital stays frequent. I never left, held hand, sang jazz standards. He smiled weak, my dancer. Final anniversary 30, bedside, family circle. I wore locket, he touched it. Vows renewed in whispers. See you on the dance floor upstairs. He passed spring morning, birds singing, my hand in his. Peaceful, complete. Funeral, town shut down, procession miles. Eulogies from students worldwide. Buried beside wife, plot he chose. Room for my girls. I visit daily, dance on the grass. Studio renamed, Tom and Mia Dance Legacy. Scholarships doubled. I teach masterclasses. His spirit in every mirror. Elidog old sleeps on his chair. I read his letters nightly. Saved every one. Reddit, love transcends. Age, time, even death. He lives in the rhythm of feet, laughter of children, my heartbeat. I dance alone now, but never lonely. Spins for him, bows to sky. Forever partner. Subscribe for more life lessons. Comment your forever. The end, but the music plays on.